Man, my iPad really be doing this thing where it do not record my screen. Welcome back. In this tutorial, we are working in Procreate to make a Spotify effect, also known as a gradient map, and it's going to look something like this or like this. This is normally an effect that I would do with my graphic design students in Photoshop on a desktop on a computer. It turns out Photoshop on the iPad, the iOS version, does not yet have gradient maps as an adjustment layer, but Procreate does. So let's go ahead and get after it, right? That Spotify effect, if I pull up some of their images, it's this two-tone gradient where there's usually two main colors on top, like an image of an artist. Sometimes there's these really cool shapes that are intersecting. It's a really simple effect that I think looks pretty nice. So let's go ahead and break it down and try it out ourselves. I do this with students, right? Like where I have them either use a photo of themselves or a photo of a celebrity, and a lot of them start playing and creating some really cool results that even kind of go beyond what the Spotify digital media team does. Let's get after it. I'm making a new document in Procreate at screen size for brevity, and I'm going to throw in that photo that I've been using for the recent tutorials. It is the photo of Apollo Belvedere. It's a high quality photo that I got from Pexels.com. I want to get rid of the background. Normally I would get rid of the background in Photoshop with a layer mask real easily. We know how to do that. But let's take a look at the selection tools in Procreate. If I go to my selection tools, a little S at the top, and grab automatic. What's cool about the automatic is it's kind of like the magic wand in Photoshop. If I just tap on one color, boom, it inverts that color. And this gets confusing because students are like, it didn't select it, it just inverted it. It's telling you, Procreate is telling you that the pixels that it is inverting right now are what it's going to select. For instance, I selected the background and now the background's all inverted. If I were to click anywhere on the statue itself, now it's going to say, hey, we're going to select those pixels of the face. I'm going to double tap to undo that, or two finger taps to undo that. There we go. Now that I have that set, if I click on any other tool, for instance, the eraser tool, I have the selection made. So I can just quickly go do that. I would usually erase backgrounds or get rid of backgrounds really quickly in Photoshop, save it as a PNG, but we're going quick. Let's go ahead and transform that, put it at the bottom so it doesn't look awkward. And now let's do the gradient map. Let me make sure I'm still recording. I'm still recording. I hate recording tutorials 4 times. All right, gradient map. You find it in the effects. Let's make sure that we have our layer selected. The effect that we're looking is gradient map. If you do not see it, you need to update Procreate. Let's add it to the layer. Now, Procreate has a lot of stock gradient map colors to use from. You can click through and check them out, or you can click the little plus sign and make your own. Let's go ahead and make our own and see what that looks like. So as long as the colors that you're using have the dark colors on the left and the light colors on the right, it's gonna look fine. If you have them switched, it's gonna look inverted. So instead of black and white, let's go ahead and select, I don't know, any other colors, right? Let's do like a dark blue. Dark blue. Not like a pure black. How about a dark blue? And then for the white, how about, you know, if we're contrasting, let's go ahead and grab like a yellow orange. Something still a little bit light. There we go. Now I can play with that too. I can move my sliders around to add some contrast. I think for the statue that looks pretty good. And that's it. That's really the effect. From there on out, I can like make new layers. I can select colors from this to keep in my color scheme. If I grab like a dark blue one and drag that to be my background of that new layer. If we want to do like the shapes and play with shapes, we know how to do that, right? If I once again, I'm going to stick by picking colors from the document itself. But if I grab my monoline brush and draw a good old, ooh, that was bad, undo. Draw a circle, hold it, press and hold with the second finger, boom, now I've got the shapes that I can start playing with, and put the shapes like, if it's on its own layer, I can put it behind or in front of whatever, right? The like cool jagged line effect, if I make a new layer for that, I love doing something like this because you can use the selection tools. The freehand selection tool, that's usually like a lasso, you can draw shapes, or you can just tap and create like a straight-sided or like straight-edge polygon. Straight-edge polygon. I'm gonna go ahead and like tap and do like the, you know, the jagged spikes that I saw in one. Finish the shape, select a different color. Boom, there's like a behind. Let's go ahead and deselect that, make a new layer in front, and do the same game, but now, once again, the freehand select, tap, and I'm just kind of, you know, taking inspiration from those other images. Let's grab a dark blue. Boom. And that's it, right? That's the effect. I can add text in Procreate. The font that the Spotify advertisements uses Proxima Nova. I currently do not have Proxima Nova on my iPad because it's a school iPad. Though I think Avenir Next is a good replacement for it. Avenir Next, and let's just grab something bold. They usually use white to stand out from the dark backgrounds, and I can play with what layer that's on. I can put it behind things. I can do whatever, right? Boom. That's the effect. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I don't know. Have a good one.